Hello everyone, this is Greg Lentz again with Pacesetter Claim Service. I am the Training and Development Supervisor with Pacesetter Academy and Pacesetter Claim Service. Today I'm going to present and walk you through just briefly another training video on using LIDAR technology to capture exterior elevations. I have a couple of other videos I've done that you might want to check out. I would highly recommend you do so to get kind of an idea and how this technology works. One is for capturing interior rooms. The other is capturing cabinetry. And I highly recommend you take a look at those. I'll go into a little bit more detail on those. But today we're going to do a couple of one elevation, a few little shapes. Couple things before we begin. As I said in the other videos, this LIDAR technology, LIDAR, it is light detection and radar. It's used in a lot of industries for measuring quite a few different types of measurement facets or tools, and it can connect with other software. In this case, it connects with the AR sketch mode within Xactimate Mobile. Does not currently work on any Android devices. It only works on Apple products. That would be iPhones, iPads, but it only works on certain models of those. The iPad Pro 2020 version and up, I believe, has to be a Pro version, cannot be like a regular version or Plus or anything, because those don't have the LIDAR sensor over by where the camera is. Same thing with the iPad. It needs to be a Pro or a Pro Max, I believe version 12 and up. Again, those are the only ones that have the sensor, not the regular iPad or iPhone or iPhone Plus. Okay, so let's get going here. I've got a little test claim here. Let's open that up. And by the way, as I just mentioned, you have to have Xactimate Mobile. To my knowledge, this doesn't work with the desktop version. You have to have mobile, of course, and it has to be installed on the phone. Okay, so I have that here. I have a little test claim. We're going to open that up, select our little 3 horizontal bars at the top left to get our menu out, select estimate, select sketch. Then we're going to select the little circular icon with the little measurement square and reference measurement lines to get into Sketch with our other tools that we can use in icons. And in this case, anytime you're using the LIDAR, you're always going to want to select Sketch AR. That's the mode we need. We have interior, single room, exterior footprint, and exterior. We've done the interior stuff, as I mentioned. Single room, we did that on the cabinetry. Exterior footprint would be like trying to get, measurements, square footages and whatnot for, say, slabs, foundations, or anything flat on the ground typically is used for that purpose. We're going to use exterior today, of course. Capture a little small elevation on my house. Here's what we're going to capture. 3 little rectangles, a little gable over there, a window. I'm not going to worry about this gable up here right now. We'll show you how to do this on this other gable. It's the same thing. And then this is going to be converted when we're done. Sketch AR is going to convert that into Sketch for us. Just like a regular sketch, and then the elevations will be calculated with all the square footages, lineal footages. The window will be there taken out, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's start with this gable shape. We want to grab the rectangle, right? So first, if you'll notice at the bottom, I have a couple of options. I'm going to scroll polygon and rectangle. Polygons are going to be a tool used for drawing the lines themselves manually for typically shapes that aren't going to be rectangles. You can use it on a rectangle or a square, but it's much easier to use the rectangle tool. We're going to use the polygon tool on the gable, of course, but don't forget, we'll switch that over if you run into that. I'm going to slide that over to rectangle. Once you get the tool you want, it's always going to ask you, it wants to know which facet are you trying to capture. You'll see a little icon, a little square icon in the middle of the screen. It'll ask you that each time. So we're going to capture this little rectangle right here. So just put it anywhere on here. You can select the camera button at the bottom. You can select the little square icon, either one, it doesn't matter. It'll turn into a little cursor icon. Now we're going to go down to one corner. It tells you at the top directions, capture 2 opposite corners of the exterior surface. So just put it on a corner, touch your camera button. You can move the camera as you're doing this. Get it right up where the gable's meeting it, right about there. We're not going to be super accurate today. All right, so there's our rectangle, our measurements in there. Okay, now let's do the gable while we're here. Again, we're going to slide our toolbar over to Polygon. I'm going to draw this manually, pretty easy. Again, it's going to ask you, what do you want to capture? Well, we want to capture this gable up here. Just put the little square up there anywhere. Get our icon. Put it on the corner best we can. Now we're going to manually draw lines. I'm going to walk down here a little bit and just kind of do the best I can. You can get out further if you want to see a different angle. That's fine. Whatever's comfortable for you. And we do have to complete it. We can't just stop there. We're going to go back here, close out the shape, and now we have our gable with the measurements on the gable. And it's going to calculate that square footage for us. Okay, so let's do this small elevation here with the window. Again, we're going to switch back over to the rectangle tool. It's asking us, what do we want to capture? Just put it on the wall, just put it up here. Touch the icon. See if it's going to cooperate with me here. There we go. Close enough. Not going to be perfect. Okay, good. Now we want to capture the next one. Again, this may not line up perfectly. I'm not being too perfect today. I just want to give you an idea how this works. There we go. All right. Okay, let's get this window. Okay, so now we're done with our elevations and we want to grab these openings to subtract that square footage out in case you need to do that with the carrier you're working with, for instance. So what we're going to do here is we're going to tell the software, hey, we're done with capturing elevations. We want to go with openings now. So you're going to select this little circle, this flashing blue with the right pointing arrow. And now we get some different tools down here, door and window. In this case, it's a window. Same type of deal. You don't have to capture and tell it what window. You can just draw the window. And if you notice, it's a different color. So we'll start here in the corner. Windows are typically blue. All this LIDAR technology with Xactimate, if you watch the interior, you'll see they all have different colors. I think doors are purple, opening, missing walls are gray, windows are blue. The walls and ceilings and floors and outlines are yellow. Okay, so we're kind of done. We've got our 4 shapes on the elevation. We've captured the window. We're good to go. Once you're done with the elevation, then you can select done at the top right corner. Now you can stop here, of course, if you wanted to do another elevation. You could certainly continue, or you could stop this, start a new one, which I would suggest, so that you could name them differently, front, right, back. So let's select done. And now here is our general information of what it's captured, and we're going to select, as always, save, and it's going to convert that and merge into Sketch. And now here's our elevations. We can click on these. We can go to 3D view. Oh, actually, it's this way. Here we go. And all these measurements, as in a normal sketch, are being calculated for you when you go into your estimate writing in your grouping tree to put your line items in these rooms. Or this room, it should be grouped together. You can rename everything just like any sketch. And you can drop your line items in there using variable codes, as we do normally, and it will pull this information and all the measurements for you automatically. Really powerful tool, as the other examples I've shown you in the other videos on the interior. So that's just a basic, quick exterior demonstration on how we use LIDAR and Xactimate mobile AR sketch to capture and sketch for us. Hope you have a great day, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.